as always, you can do whatever you want to do for these first 2 or 3 minutes to get grounded and to set intention for your practice. Please always remember that my chosen theme is only an invitation, never an instruction. Things might resonate a lot, not at all, a bit. Hi Christiana, you're back. Lovely to see you. And that's okay. I mean, how can one theme change everyone's practice and light everyone's fire? It's not going to, and that's okay. So if something doesn't connect and doesn't click, it just doesn't click with you, and that's it. We don't need to think that that's a bad thing. It's just, it is what it is. So my theme for my invitation today is something I've been pondering on, which is the beauty of Satya. So you know, Satya is the second yama after ahimsa. Satya means truth, your personal truth, and also, you know, cosmic truths. And sometimes we can have a belief in our heart, in our mind, that to us is an absolute truth. It's a given. It's absolute. And then sometimes you can realize that it's not. And that realization is always beautiful, even if you've realized a truth that is sad, heartbreaking, painful, a painful truth. It might be something that's hard for you to swallow. It's always beautiful in its purity of its essence, of the fact that it's true. It makes it beautiful. Truth is never ugly. It might be painful, it might be sad, but it's never ugly, and it's not destructive. So if we were to think of an example, you might have thought that as a child that you weren't loved, perhaps you weren't favoured, perhaps you were lonely, or something along these lines. I'm just throwing these out. These are random things that I'm saying, but it's just to get us thinking. You might think those things, right? And then what happens is you start building layers of samskaras, beliefs around that. And when you are an adult, it might affect you so that perhaps you don't have enough boundaries. You think you're not worthy, so you allow people too much and you don't protect your own boundaries enough. You might overshare, you might overgive, you might do the opposite, and you might close down, you might close your heart. And you believe that this is a necessary way of living because you believe that you are not worthy, that you are not as lovable as someone else. And the realization that, yeah, you might have felt lonely and you might have felt all of these things, that the truth is that you are lovable and that you are safe in this world, and that perhaps whoever was around you did what they did and you feel it didn't serve you, but it's about acceptance and forgiveness and letting go and building your own strength without pegging your samskaras onto other circumstances and other people and your upbringing and all of that stuff. Does this make any sense at all? It's quite deep this morning, isn't it, for a sunny Friday? But what I'm saying is, you can flip your shadow side into a positive intention. So it might be something like, I am loved, I am safe, I give love freely, I open my heart to receive love, I trust, I release my boundaries, or I honour my boundaries. See, we're all different, but you can flip. The beauty of Satya is when you hit a painful realization, you work with it and you alchemize it into your gold. You make your pain your gold. You shift your shadow, your suffering into a positive intention. Hi Eva! So now, like I said, this might not at all make sense, and that's fine. But if it does, Maybe set yourself an intention if something resonates with you. First person, present tense, positive. I open my heart to love, I trust, I am safe, I am grounded. I am no lesser than anyone else on this cosmic manifestation. I have a right to be here. Anything that resonates and sort of makes you feel, ooh, I like that. Use it, take it, it's yours. Make your own. Use your practice to maybe make a space for these feelings to come up. That's what the asana is. It's a vehicle for emotion, isn't it? So use your practice, guys. Just open your heart. Feel the feels. Feel all the feels. Don't be afraid of any of them. Even if they're sad or painful, they're gonna alchemize into your gold, your truth, your Satya. So we're gonna look forward to Eva singing. Oh, thanks, Eva. I'm gonna read you some more quotes as we go through the class. And one of them's from this lovely book you got me, Eva, but I'm gonna come to those. Oh, thanks, Juliet, because sometimes, you know, if I'm standing here on my own in my basement and it makes sense to me and I'm sort of thinking, oh, I hope it makes sense, but thank you. Yeah, Satya's beautiful. Satya is to be celebrated. Let's celebrate Satya all around. Let's open our heart to Satya. That's why Susie's middle name is Satya, my dog. Because it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. Straps ready, blocks ready, guys. Come to the top of the mat and open your heart for your practice. Take what you need from this practice, whatever you need today, take what you need. And we're going to prep to flow together in our beautiful asana. So we're just going to rock the feet back and forth and lift and spread the toes and start to rev up your prana. So your prana is your life force, your energy. It's the fire in your belly. It's your passion behind your practice. Start to deepen your breath. Start to invite sensations of strength and ease. Solid foundations, but lightness in the body. And on your next inhale, gaze up, float your arms up, press the palms. And as you exhale, just fold down, Uttanasana. You can use your blocks. If you're feeling a little stiff on this first one, just take a couple of breaths in Uttanasana. You can bend the knees. And on your next inhale, float your arms back up. Let's come up, lean back gently. And bring your hands into your heart. And let's go again. Inhale, float your arms up, gaze up. Exhale, hinge your pelvis over your thighs as you fold to the earth. So we bow to the earth, feeling gratitude for our practice, for being together. I'm going to come up halfway now, Ardha Uttanasana. Gaze forward, lift your tailbone, horizontal spine. And as you exhale, fold. We're going to bend the knees, plant the palms, step back to plank. Hold for a couple of breaths in plank. We're going to come to Chaturanga. You might want to pop your knees down. Whichever version you do, shift your body weight forwards, look up, draw the shoulders down, creases of the elbows forwards. Exhale to bend the elbows. Breathe in, upward facing dog. You can have your knees down or up. And then turn your toes. Downward facing dog, Ardha Uttanasana, downward facing dog. Just stay here a couple of breaths. Find your down dog for this moment in this practice on this day, whatever shape it is. Let's rise up now onto the tiptoes. Take your gaze forwards. You can step or hop to the top of the mat and we'll come back into Ardha Uttanasana. So lift your heart, gaze up, breathe out as you fold. Inhale, float your arms up towards the sky, lean back and exhale, hands to heart. Let's go a little quicker, breathing in, float your arms, gaze out, exhale, fold. Inhale, lift the heart, gazing forwards. Exhale, all the way to Chaturanga, you can step or hop. Breathe in, lift the heart, gaze up, exhale. Turn the toes, downward facing dog. And rise up onto your tiptoes, bend the knees. Step or hop to the top of the mat. Lift the heart, gaze forwards. Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold. Breathe in, float your arms up towards the sky, lean back. Exhale, hands to heart. Let's do that again. So inhale, float up. Exhale, fold. Just lifting the body temperature a little bit with this lovely flow. Breathe in, gaze forwards. If you step back, use the opposite leg to what you normally do. We don't want to step back on the same leg every time. Try and remember to alternate. And we meet in downward dog. Our brains form habits and patterns and we don't even know. And this is exactly what we're looking at today. The patterns and belief systems that we build in our heart and our mind that we think are truths and they're not. And it's so empowering and liberating when you realise that you can shift them with personal intention. You can change that. You can release them and let them go. Make a space for truth. Okay, let's inhale, lift the right leg. And as you exhale, pull your knee in. Let's get a bit of fire in the belly, gaze forwards. Breathe in, three-legged dog. Exhale, bring it in. Inhale, lift. And as you exhale, hold this one and step your foot through. Pad your back knee, interlace your fingers and lift your heart. We're going to have a little extra look at shoulders today. Shoulders and hearts. Okay, so open your heart now. Draw your shoulder blades back and down in Anjaneyasana, low lunge. And then float your arms up. Keep your elbows close to your face and see if you can bend your elbows back and open into the shoulders. See if you can keep your palms pressed. If you need to open your arms apart, do that. And just gaze up. One more inhale. As you exhale, softly release, tuck your back toes, lift the back knee and straighten the front leg. Fold over that front leg, soaring forward fold, but with the back heel off the ground. And then bend your front knee, set your feet to hip width if they're not already, and we'll come up into Crescent Lunge this time. Sink nice and low into your Crescent Lunge. And interlace your fingers behind you again. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, gaze up. And float your arms up. So from here we're going to transition to Warrior One, and all we need to do is allow the back heel to drop in. It's going to pull that left hip back very slightly. Keep anchored down through the back leg, lift your thigh, lift your inner arch. And interlace your fingers again behind you. Strong bend in the front leg. Breathe in, gaze up. Exhale, fold, humble warrior. So the head comes to the inside of your right leg. Hips stay to the center line. Don't let them sway right. Draw your shoulder blades away from your ears into the spine, and then the arms come over. And let's hold for 3. Connect your breath. 2. 1 more breath. On your next inhale, rise up, spin to the ball of the back foot, exhale. Inhale, float your arms, press your palms. As you exhale, frame your right foot, step back. I'm taking Chaturanga if you want to. You can always skip this bit, as you know. It's meeting down dog. Inhale, left leg high. Let's fire up the core. Here we go. Knee in, gaze forward, strong knee pull. Breathe in, three-legged dog. Exhale, pull in. Inhale, lift. 2 more of these. Hold this one in, guys. Ready? Step it through. Pad your back knee. And we come up into low lunge. Interlace your fingers. Draw the shoulder blades back and down. I'm just going to pad my knee. You might want to do the same. Giving the knees a bit of a himza. A little bit of love, non-harming. They get a bit of a rough ride sometimes, the knees, don't they? Let's float the arms up. See if you can keep your palms pressed. As you drop your hands behind you, use your head to push your arms back. Hold for a moment. And release. Let's frame the left foot. Tuck your back toes. Straighten your front leg and fold. Hold that for a second. Just checking messages, no, we're all good. And then release your front knee and we'll come up into Crescent Lunge. Float your arms up. And let's repeat that with the shoulders. So we're going to interlace the fingers behind us, gaze up. Release your hands, press the palms, take the arms back and just open into the shoulders. Can you really feel that in your right hip flexor? Just taking the arms up encourages that opening at the front of the body. One more inhale. Exhale, release your arms. And we're going to transition to Warrior One. So we're going to just drop that back heel in. Feel it nudge your right hip back, but then re-anchor down through the back foot. So easy, isn't it, to collapse? And again, we're looking at patterns, old patterns that we aren't even always conscious of. And your asana will remind you that you do things and you don't even know you're doing them. And it's the same in your heart, it's the same in our emotional landscape. We feel things that we don't even know and we think they're truths and they're not. We think this might be a good Warrior One and it isn't. It's that willingness to shift and change that yoga teaches us. That's the beautiful thing of yoga, one of the beautiful things. It encourages us to change. And actually this pose is really nice for that. So interlace your fingers behind you, take a deep breath and bow. Humble warrior. Do you know what? It takes a lot of humility, doesn't it, to look in with courage and to be willing to make these changes with intention. Feel that sensation now of surrendering. Open your heart to the truth that needs to come through. And on your next inhale, release your humble warrior. Spin to the ball of the back foot, exhale. Breathe in, press your palms. Exhale, hands come down. Take a vinyasa, let's go to down dog. Hold your down dog. This reading is from a book that Eva got me actually. And there's a little reading for every day, and this is the 20th of May. And it says, "It is only in troubled times that one seeks help, where solace can be found. While happiness prevails, you do not look for its source, but you accept without question, or indeed give thanks. So which is more important to you? You'd probably say the happy times. But unless they are filled with awareness, we would say the troubled times. For it is then and only then that you strive for answers to the deeper questions that lead to the truth. These questions can and do change your awareness and bring you a greater understanding of love and truth. That's lovely, isn't it? I think it was that quote that got me thinking about this theme. So, hope you like that quote. It's beautiful, isn't it? So, are we ready to flow again, gorgeouses? I think we are. So, from your down dog, I'm going to go this way actually, and I'm facing you. Take a lovely big deep breath in and lift your right leg high. And as you exhale, step your right knee to your right tricep, look forwards, opening into that right hip a bit. Breathe in, lift and lengthen. Exhale, take it across again to the right knee. 2 more times, breathe in, three-legged dog. Exhale. 1 more. And then bring your knee into the centre line of the mat. Step your right foot through, land your back heel, and let's windmill to warrior 2. I'm just going to grab my block. Windmill to warrior 2. And let's take the left arm up and back. Take your right arm behind you and see if you can grab your fingers. Okay, guys, you might want to just straighten your right leg for a moment. Here, like this. If you can't reach, super, super, super helpful is a strap. Oh, Juliet, thank you. Did you like the quote? It's beautiful, isn't it? It's comforting in the when you're in the eye of the storm and looking at something that's painful. Yoga's like a big fat comfort blanket telling you it's going to be all right and you're going to feel better for it. Like this, maybe, all right? Give you a couple of breaths to find your shape. Left arm up, right arm behind. So this is deep into the shoulders. And find your strong warrior. Maybe close your eyes for a moment. And let's hold for 3. If you haven't got a sankalpa, have an intention to make space to be open. Svadhyaya is one of the niyamas, self-study, that willingness to look at yourself as objectively as possible, which isn't always easy, but just to look in, find the patterns, the beliefs, and it's kind of like filtering out what's real, what's true, and what is a story. What's a story that you can let go? Softly release that arm bind and just extend your arms forward. Let's just give this leg a rest. Float your arms up, straighten your right leg. Inhale, bend and release. Sorry, go inhale up, exhale down. And again, inhale up, exhale down. Couple more. All right, should we hit the good old Utthita Parsvakonasana? Utthita extended, Parsvakonasana is side angle. We're going to take the right elbow onto the right thigh and take your left hand behind and take a half bind. And just be aware of the shoulders, so try not to let the shoulder fall in. The left shoulder draws up and back and your heart spins skywards. Feel that open sensation in your heart. And then, without losing the alignment, so your heart is lifted, spin your left arm as though you're swimming backwards and scoot your arm over, gaze up towards the palm. If you want to, you can take your right hand down on a block. If you want to come out of the pose for a moment and then come back in, do that. Is anyone up for the bind? If you're in a binding mood, take your left arm behind, take your right arm through, grab your fingers, pull that left shoulder up and back, and we'll just hold for 3, 2, beautiful work. Coming back to warrior 2, reverse your warrior with a lovely big inhale that's going to carry you through your vinyasa with your exhale. Here we go. Stepping back. Hold your down dog. All right, let's do that on the left side. So when you're ready, inhale, left leg high. As you come forward, scoot your elbow out to your left, your knee to your left elbow. Breathe in, lift your left leg. Exhale, knee to left elbow. Couple more. And then we're going to step that left foot through, and we're going to find warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2. Gaze off that front middle finger, anchoring down through both feet equally. Lift the inner arch of the back foot. Release your shoulders. Maybe find a bit of space between the shoulders. Sometimes it's tempting to pinch them. We don't want to be in shoulder retraction in warrior 2. We want to open up. Oh, Vicky's passing through. Hi, Vicky. Lovely to see you. No surprise, we're holding warrior 2 for a few more breaths. Okay, so let's take that juicy shoulder opener. If you want to just straighten your right leg while you find your arms, it's the right arm behind. Maybe with the strap, remember? Like we did on the other side, and maybe grab your fingers, and then come back into your strong warrior. So thinking about opening up truth, making transformational change, you need courage. You need to feel grounded. You need to feel confident. And yoga will give you that. So in your warrior poses, invite those sensations into your heart. I am confident, I am grounded, I am capable, I am strong, I am willing. And whatever your personal sankalpa is, if you have one. Maybe sink deeper down, embrace the intensity because it's gonna get intense. But ride it out. It's only a couple more breaths, it all passes. You'll never have this pose in this practice ever again. Make the most of it. Let's take 2 more breaths. And unravel your arms. Woo! Maybe straighten the leg for a moment. Float your arms. Take a deep breath. Exhale, bend and release. Inhale up. Exhale. One more. Let's get ready for our beautiful side angle. So we're just going to take that half bind first, right arm behind. Think of the shoulders. We're a bit more focused on shoulders today. So whereas sometimes your shoulder might collapse, draw the tip of the shoulder up and back and it will spiral your heart up. Feel a strong pull on the inner thigh on your left leg. Maybe take your block down onto the inside edge And then we're going to scoop that right arm over for a moment. Reach from your fingers to your toes. Calm and steady the breath. And if you took the bind on the other side and you want to have a go this side, take your right arm behind, scoot your left hand through, have a scrabble around, find your fingers, and we'll hold for 3, 2, it's feeling really, really intense. 1, oh, did you feel that? So lifting up, breathe in, big inhale as you reverse, exhale, windmill your hands, step your front foot back, exhale to lower, inhale, upward dog or cobra, exhale, turn your toes, downward facing dog, breathe, breathe, breathe here. Take a child's pose if you want. This is another lovely quote for you. Growing and changing isn't always easy, my beautiful friend. Transformation never is. There are going to be moments that break your heart. There'll be days when you reach your breaking point. There'll be times when you just can't hold on any longer, but do it. Hold on just a little longer. Know that you're in the process of becoming. Trust that you are changing and growing and becoming so much stronger. Know that you're transforming from the inside out into who you're meant to become. It might take time, it might bring you to your knees, but it'll be worth it. It always is. That's by Nikki Barnas from Walk the Earth. And that's so beautiful. It's just a reminder that, you know, it's easy to go into patterns. It's easy to go, well, I wasn't loved as a child. And then you can hang everything on that. Whereas if you sort of realize that, you know, the truth of your life isn't that you're unlovable, you know, and you can change that whole template of beliefs with a personal intention and that work, like the lotus flower in the yoga, from the mud to the beauty of the flower. So we're digging around in the dirt today, guys. We're having a dig around. Come on, we'll do it together. Dig around and we'll make whatever we find into a beautiful flower. That's what it's about. Are you ready to flow again? Hold your intention or that space for intention in your heart. And as you inhale, lift your right leg high to the sky. And as you exhale, step it forward. And let's lift ourselves up. We're going to prep for a forward fold. Uttanasana. Parallel hips. Back heel down, back toes turn out. Float your arms up and reach forwards. Come into that horizontal spine. Nudge your left hip down and your right hip up and back. Tailbone lifts. Take another inhale. As you exhale, fold. You might want to grab your blocks. I'm going to grab mine actually. To frame the right foot. Feel the length of your spine. Draw your abdominals in. Take a deep breath. And as you exhale, fold down, let go. We're going to hold here for 3 breaths. Uttanasana. Face to toe pose basically is what it means. Okay, one more breath. And then take your hands to your hips and lift yourself up slowly. So we're going to either grab the elbows or we're going to have a go at reverse prayer, which is another amazing shoulder opener. So bring your hands and your palms together into the small of your back and then wiggle them up. See where they'll get to. Just wiggle them up and then see if you can bring your thumbs together as you draw your elbows back. Now, this might not work in your body. If it doesn't, you can either just grab your elbows or just have your little fingers touching, that's fine. but we want to aim to draw the shoulders back as much as is going to work in our individual body. And take a deep breath and draw your abs in. Fold, fold from your core. Long spine, long spine, long spine. Tailbone lift, and then let your head relax. Here, guys, pull your thighs up. Strong in the legs. Toes are relaxed. And we'll hold for 3. And 2. And 1. Inhale to release up. All right. Let's take a Pavrita Tripanasana. Revolved Triangle. Our feet are ready. It would be rude not to. We're prepped. We're ready. Inhale, float your left arm high to the sky. Come into that beautiful forward fold again. Reach away. This is key. Reach. We're not in a rounded back position like this. Send your tailbone up and back and lengthen your spine. Keep your sacrum as flat as you can. Take a deep breath. As you exhale, the left hand comes to the outside, maybe the inside of your right foot, but let's aim for the outside. You're probably on a block unless you're super, super flexible. Try not to drop the left hip to the ground. When you're ready to accept where you are and you know you've done your best, it might not be perfect. It's probably not. Mine certainly is not. But it's my best. So in that sense, it's my Satya, it's truth, and therefore it's beautiful because it's my truth. And I'm going with that. So I'm going to float the right arm up, gaze up towards the right fingers, and hold for 3 beautiful Satya breaths. Lovely, guys, release it down. Let's remove the blocks. Plant your palms, wiggle your left foot further back. Take an inhale. As you exhale, step your right foot back and lower down. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. When you're ready, inhale, lift your left leg. And step your left foot forwards. Bring yourself up. And let's prep the hips here. So turn your right toes out. Your feet are hip width. Inhale, float your arms up towards the sky. As you exhale, reach forwards. You should feel, even up here, a stretch in your left hamstring. If you can't, just tilt your bum up. Tilt your hips up a bit more. Got it? Keep your long spine intact and fold. Maybe use your blocks. And relax into it. Surrender a little bit. Or a lot. Couple more breaths. And on your next inhale, lift yourself all the way back up. Okay, I'm tangled here, that's it. Let's take that reverse prayer. Bring the hands into the small of the back. You might want to leave your hands down low and pull your elbows back, that might work. Or you can grab your elbows or shimmy your hands up. Now this pose is not comfortable. But what yoga teaches us to do is to face what's uncomfortable and find softness within the intensity. And that's exactly what we're going to do. So we're going to squeeze the elbows back. It doesn't feel pleasant, but it's okay. We can ride it out. I'm going to take a deep breath in and softly fold forwards. Keep the spine long. We're going to hold for 3. One more breath. And softly rise and release. Nice job. Okay. Pavrita. Tripanasana. Revolve Triangle. Let's float the right arm up and reach forwards. Another pose. You wouldn't call it exactly pleasant, but again, we're going to give it our absolute best shot right here, right now. So we're going to fold down towards the earth. Take your right hand to your block. Place your left hand on your sacrum. Be willing to accept where your body is in this shape. It's Satya, it's truth. You might find that your right hip drops a bit and you can't lift it. It's fine. If you're doing your best to keep your sacrum flat, it is your Satya and it is beautiful. Wherever you are, has its beauty as long as we've showed up, we've done our best. And that's what we're doing right now. So let's extend the left arm, look left and breathe. 3 beautiful Satya breaths. Here we go. Fantastic. Beautiful, beautiful poses. Let's come back to square. Release your blocks. Wiggle your right foot further back. Take an inhale. As you exhale, step your left foot back. Lower down. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. If you need a rest, have a little rest. Take a child's pose. Couple more breaths. And hold your intention or your space, your willingness to make space, to change those samskaras, those old beliefs, patterns of responses that we have in our lives. They keep biting us on the bum over and over again, and yoga's that tool to look in and make those changes to avoid getting bitten on the bum. It's that empowering tool to make those shifts, to find your own beautiful lotus flower with the roots in the earth and the mud. Shall we transition to plank? And let's come down onto our front though. So you can come down through a lovely chaturanga, or you can come softly through your knees and your hips. And extend your legs behind you. And then interlace your fingers behind your back. Let's take the forehead to the ground. Press your toes down. Lift your knees up. And lengthen your tailbone away and squeeze your glutes on. Right, so pubic bone down, glutes on, knees up. And then as you inhale, squeeze your shoulder blades together and reach your arms down under your bum, right? And if you want to, you can lift your head and your chest. If you prefer a little softer version, place your hands on the ground to give you a bit of an assist. So this is a back strengthener. Let's hold. If you want to, if you feel strong in your glutes and your back, you can lift your toes off the floor. And let's hold for 3. And 2. And 1. Softly release. Shimmy your head, shimmy your hips. Bring your knees together, guys. Okay, so when you're on your front and you think your knees are hip width, they're often like really, really wide apart like this, because we're gonna take Uttanasana now. But what you really ideally want are your knees hip width. So if you bring them together and then open them a tiny bit, you're probably about right. See if you can grab your ankles. If this doesn't work, do what we just did again, okay? That other one we just did, the Shalabhasana, the lift of the back. All right, so from here, you can hold the outside of your feet, or you can go inside, up to you. Press the pubic bone down again, and as you inhale, lift your chest, and then you've got your feet to pull you, so you can use your feet to kick up and back, and it will help you pull the shoulders open at the same time as getting a nice juicy back bend. And wherever you are and it feels comfortable but intense, we'll hold for 3. It's not painful. Press the pubic bone down, your glutes are on, protecting that longer spine. And release. Softly release your feet to the ground. Shimmy your hips. Should we do a little release for the back? Push yourself up. Let's take a few cat stretch, child's pose, whatever you want to do. Okay, let's tuck the toes. Lift your hips. Settle into another downward facing dog. And just softly pad your feet to the top of the mat and luxuriate for a moment in Uttanasana, forward fold. And open your feet to hip width. Grab your elbows, soften your knees and take a little sway. I think what goes hand in hand with Satya is ahimsa and anahata. Ahimsa is the first yama, non-harming, to love ourselves. It all comes from self-love, never self-beat. Compassion, understanding and love for ourselves. And anahata, heart chakra, compassion and forgiveness for ourselves. First and foremost, everything stems from that. All of this work stems from that. Let's release our elbows, take a little roll up through the spine. And I'm going to just give us a nice tree pose, a nice balanced pose. So just catch your breath up on your feet. We were hanging there for a few breaths, weren't we? We don't want to stand on one leg until we're well and truly rooted. Head's not wobbly anymore. Let's lift up the right knee. Place your right foot into your inner thigh and create an energy lock between your inner thigh and your foot, so both push against each other. Firm up your left outer hip, and your left glutes have got a little squeeze on them. If everything's loose here, you're going to wobble more. Your glute medians hold you up. They're your outer glute muscles, so firm them up. You've got one doing the job of 2, so make it switch on fully. Let the knee drop back, let your heel spin forward so you're opening your hip, and let's roll the shoulders back and down. Take your thumb and your first finger together. This is a mudra of wisdom, actually, and we're going to open our branches of our tree and really anchor your shoulder blades back and down. Maybe lift the heart a little bit. If you want to challenge your balance, you can lean to the right, back up, lean to the right, back up, maybe one more. Bring your hands into your heart. Take a hold of your right leg again and take a hold of the outside edge. You can use your strap if you want to. Extend the leg away. I'm just going to come sideways. Stay strong in that left leg. Send your right arm back. Turn your gaze a little bit. Turn it a bit more, turn it a bit more. And then spiral back. We'll just hold for 3. Root down through that left leg. Rise up through the crown. 2. Spin even more if you can. 1. And release. Whew, that left leg has to work hard there. Okay, shake out your legs. Let's pick up the left knee and place your left foot into your right leg. Vrikshasana, tree pose. Create that energy lock, firm up your outer right hip. Relax your right toes, draw your abdominals in. And let's open our branches. And then leaning over softly to the left. If you want to, and back. To the left, and back. Couple more. And then bringing the hands into prayer. Grab a hold again of your left leg. And maybe use a strap. Hold on to the outside edge of your foot. Push down through the right leg. And then take your gaze to the left. Do it gradually, bit by bit. And wherever you are, if you're wobbling like me, just come back. Spiral the heart back. Breathe for 3. And 2. And 1. Release it. Release your leg. Beautiful, everyone. Let's come to the top of the mat. Inhale, float your arms up towards the sky, and as you exhale, fold down. Soft Uttanasana. Breathe in, gaze forwards. As you exhale, plant your palms. Take a soft step back to plank. If you want to take one last Chaturanga, go for it. If you want to skip it, go straight to down dog. And then step through, come to sit. So last week, we did a short meditation, and a lot of you enjoyed it, and I know some of you find it challenging. We're just going to do 2 minutes together, okay? So find yourself a comfortable seated position, maybe on a cushion, maybe just to sit on your mat. Oh yes, I'll give you the name of the book, Juliet. I'll do that. I'll tell you at the end of the class, and I'll put it on the chat. It's a beautiful book. It's really lovely. So, meditation. Just a short meditation. So find yourself a comfortable seated position, and you know, yoga sets you up to sit more comfortably. It's actually designed for that. Let's take thumb and first finger together and take the backs of your hands onto the backs of the knees. Now, if you're not comfortable because of issues in your back, your knees, you can sit on a chair, you can extend your legs forward, you can kneel. And then either soften your gaze or softly close your eyes, but I want you to keep the length of the spine, so keep that tall feeling through your spine. If you find that your mind struggles to quieten down, remember we talked about the purpose of yoga is to calm the chitta chatter of the mind. That's what the first 3 sutras, the second sutra tells us that this is the whole point, to get rid of the chitta chatter, because therein lies the samskaras that we think are truths that are not. So when you strip back that chitta chatter, you can access your Satya, your personal Satya and cosmic Satya. So from here, we're going to just pause and hold on to your intention. Let your mind be the witness to your breath. So give your mind the job of witnessing the breath. Maybe repeat your sankalpa to yourself. breath be natural. Just let it flow. Just taking a few more breaths together, and then we can enjoy Eva singing for us. So if you want to stay in your seated meditation, please feel free to do that, or you might want to lie in Shavasana. Eva's here actually, you're going to come and sit here.
Actually,
let me move up.
Oh, okay.
So, Eva's here. So yeah, if you're comfy here, stay here, or you might want to lie down, get a cushion. I'm going to stay seated.
Oh. So obviously I haven't got all my equipment here, but oh, I love, so nice to see the hearts going up. You know this one because I sing it quite a lot. It's called Resurrection. I can now spread my wings and fly. Unlike my mother before me, bound by place and time. No flame to light her story, and I cry with joy for my resurrection. And I'm on my mother's a little lost, but I see the joy in her selfless eyes as the phoenix from the ashes rise. We are wild and joyful, courageous and wise. We are wild and joyful, embracing age, embracing time. Are gonna fling them doors open wide for those growing girls who love tender pride. Creation now creating these little females howl and play and forge their marks so crucial and forge their way so divine. These are our sparkling diamonds, unbreakable and bright. We are wild and joyful, courageous and wise. We are wild and joyful, embracing age, embracing time. Oh, we are wild and we are joyful, unbreakable and bright. We are wild and joyful, embracing age, embracing time. Embracing age, embracing time. Embracing age, embracing time. It's a bit out of tune.
Really hard for me not to sing that loudly. The emoji can't spoil it. Oh, that was beautiful.
That's the most people I've sung in front of in real life in a very long time.
Oh, that was amazing, wasn't it, everybody? That was so beautiful. Thank you, Eva.
Thanks for having me.
What a bonus. I've said to Eva, when I feel the resistance of age, I've told you this, haven't I? When I feel like really grumpy about getting old, I start singing that, embracing age, embracing time. And we are wild and joyful, courageous and wise.
Exactly.
Because we're goddesses of virtual land, and that's
Absolutely.
what we are.
And I was thinking about creation now, creating.
Yeah.
It's little Susie's
Yeah,
creating.
she's creating in a little fat
She's got a
belly.
little baby.
Oh, them saying thank you.
It's my
Eva.
pleasure. Thanks for having me. We'll do it again.
Yeah, let's do it again on a Sacred Friday. Thanks for being there and practicing with me this morning. It was a strong one. It was. And here's to beautiful Satya. Here's to that. And namaste, everyone. Namaste, namaste, namaste. Sending you love. Lots and lots of love. And have a lovely day, whatever you're doing. And we'll catch you soon. Bye.